Welcome to another episode of Talks with Arun on Health and Wellness. Here we have Arun with us to answer our questions around some of the most pressing health issues we face these days. First of all, Arun, thank you for being here. And today's question is that with increasing level of stress, more and more people are exploring meditation as a method to reduce stress. So what are your thoughts about how meditation can help with stress?
So this is a very important question. Many of us are going through very high levels of stress, and yoga is a very beautiful place to come to deal with this very extreme modern problem. What better place than to do some yogic practices, including meditation, to help with stress? Just one thing, when we are going through high levels of stress or anxiety or worry or fears, just think about it for a second. I ask you to sit with your legs crossed and back straight and close your eyes and think of nothing. Just the very act of closing your eyes will increase your panic. It will increase your anxiety and worry. Mostly, we are unable to sit in one place. We are highly restless, and that restlessness will increase if I force you to sit in one place for 10 to 15 minutes. So the practice of meditation actually begins with a simpler entry, which is asana and pranayama. And especially in the cities, with all my experience of teaching yoga, I suggest to people that rather than begin with a very simple looking act, which is to sit with your legs crossed and back straight and eyes closed. Very simple, it seems. But it is actually one of the most difficult things to do for people like us in the cities. The little more difficult thing to do, but the correct thing to do, would be to start a practice of asana and pranayama. What that means is that when you practice asana and pranayama, you're engaged in an activity that holds your attention. In addition to that, there is also the idea that you're getting a certain kind of exercise and relaxation. So what we want to do is meditate. Actually, you and I don't want to meditate. We want our stress to go away. We want more concentration. We want focus. And that can happen with an asana and pranayama class. No, I don't want to do asana and pranayama. Well, the underlying understanding is very important. When you're practicing asana and pranayama, you're actually practicing meditation. That is the practice of yoga, and that is why it is fundamentally different from, let's say, other forms of exercise or other forms of physical and mental training. When you do pranayama, you're controlling and regulating your breath. When you control and regulate your breath, your mind starts to calm down. When you do Surya Namaskar, the coordination of the left and the right and the left, the forward and backward, the upward and downward movement of the body to a certain sequence, that holds your mind's attention. When you practice asanas, the same thing happens. You have to coordinate your brain with the movement of the body and to hold the body steady in certain postures. By the time you finish 45 to 60 minutes to 90 minutes of asana and pranayama practice, you feel very calm, you feel very collected, you feel very steady. Isn't that what somebody with stress wants? Isn't that what you want when you're going through stress? You want to feel more calm, you want to feel more relaxed, you want to feel more detached, and you want to also feel more confident that you can deal with the things that are creating the stress. So when I teach the Sivananda class, I tell my students, you get three things. You're practicing one thing. One simple practice, three separate benefits. You get good exercise, you get good breathing and relaxation, and you get good meditation. So the place to start really to deal with stress is to have a more dynamic, more active method of meditating. So the meditative practice is the practice of asana and pranayama, which normally it's called hatha yoga. and thereby leading to a more relaxed individual. You will practice yoga for some period of time, and then you will evolve to a point where, okay, I want to sit for 10 minutes in meditation. It's a collective effort that eventually leads to the sitting practice of meditation, and both are equally good. And so I hope the viewers can take a cue to adopting a more active and dynamic form of meditation to deal with stress. It is simply something like sitting and watching a sunset, or painting, or listening to music, or going for a walk by yourself after dinner in the evening. A more dynamic form of meditation is far more conducive and acceptable to a modern city person. And I hope this helps. And our viewers can experiment with it. A good yoga class to deal with stress as a meditative activity.
So that concludes this episode of Talks with Arun on health and wellness. I hope you found this conversation useful on your path to wellness. If you like this video, press the like button and don't forget to share it with your friends and family members. If you have additional queries, post them in the comment box and we'll be more than happy to include those in our future episodes. Till then, stay well. Namaste.